Good evening, kings and queens, gentlemen and ladies. This is Refined Rose back with another video. A young lady was beaten and punched in her stomach by Anthony Reyes Enos. She had 2 children, 1 and 2 years old, that was in the home. She had been held up in her home for a few days by her boyfriend, Anthony. And he tortured her and the 2 kids. And you may as well say he tortured the baby she was carrying inside of her stomach or inside of her womb by punching her stomach. He kept them in the house for like a few days. I'm going to say maybe 2 or 3 days. And tortured her. As soon as she found an exit where she can get away, she ran. But she left her 1 and 2 year old behind and in the house with Anthony. So she fled the scene, leaving her 1 and 2 year old behind, and went and got some help. And she explained to the authorities that Anthony Jesus Reyes Enos had held her up in the house, beating her repeatedly, hurting her in the stomach. She had bruises, and that her 1 and 2 year old was back at the house with her boyfriend Anthony. So what Anthony did, because he was so upset that she left, she fled the scene, so he couldn't inflict torture on his pregnant girlfriend anymore. So he turned his violence, domestic violence towards his girlfriend, onto the 1 and 2 year old. So he inflicted torture onto the 1 and 2 year old, took a picture of the lacerations and bruises and sent it to her cell phone. She's horrified. So the cops showed up. The kids, the 1 and 2 year old, indeed had lacerations and bruises. They were the product of domestic violence that was inflicted upon them because their mother escaped, and he was so upset. So Anthony has been charged with multiple counts. To see all the counts, you would have to Google the story. Florida man beats pregnant girlfriend, something like that of that nature. We have to be careful with who we select as our mate and who we choose to procreate with or have children with, because we're putting our life in danger, that unborn baby in danger. And if we have kids already, we're putting our children in danger. Or if we have aging parents or someone else living with us, loved ones, we're also putting them in danger as well. So we have to watch who we invite into our lives, who we open up our doors to, and who we lay down with and have relations with. Relations can trigger a person too. Some people believe if you have relations with them, you're automatically in a relationship, and they get to know who and where you're going, and if you're doing something with somebody, who you're doing it with. So just be careful. We all have to be careful with who we lay down with and who we invite into our household and who we allow to meet our children, y'all, and who we allow to meet our pets. Everybody does not need to meet our children or our pets, especially in the initial meetup in the dating phase, because we have to learn what that person is like before we bring them around our children and before we bring them around our pets and family members. We have to know first who we're inviting into our homes. This is all I have for now. Refined Rose out. Bye for now.